If there was one course I wish they taught in college, it'd be how to make friends when you're socially awkward, anxious, and an insecure mess 101. Because for most of my adult life, I had no clue how to socialize with strangers. What do I ask them? How do I pretend to act cool, even though on the inside, I'm utterly terrified? At 24, I moved from New York to Denver, and for the first year and a half, I found myself with a drinking problem. And no true friends or connections in Denver outside of my roommate, who was only friends with me because we lived together. It wasn't until I actively started to lean into hosting things and being proactive in meeting people and building connections that I saw my social network explode. But that wasn't for many, many years to come. Now, I've lived all over the world and been able to build many, many connections with complete strangers from all parts of the globe, including, not to brag, some women. In this video, I'm going to walk you through my step-by-step process for how to build a social network from scratch anywhere you go. Welcome to the Michael Kilcoyne Experience featuring Mike Kilcoyne and a whole bunch of other really cool people. Oh, and steak. This video features a lot of steak. If steak is triggering to you, you've been forewarned. Step 1, go to where people are.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. It's on TV show.
When I first moved to Kyoto, I made friends with the owner at a local coffee shop and started to build relationships with him and a number of patrons that frequented there. And I've got friends. In fact, a lot of my favorite people in Kyoto are people who I met at that coffee shop. Thank you, Jam Jar. If you live in a big city, go to where people who might have shared interests with you might likely go. Art shows or exhibits, meetups are pretty good, farmers markets, sport leagues, etc. Just look up local events in your town and then filter from there. Come up with a list of 3 to 5 things that you've always wanted to check out or explore, and well, do it. Feeling utterly terrified? Find a friend to go with. Don't have any friends? Reach out to someone who you maybe had a loose connection with once and invite them. If you're terrified of something, the only way to get over it is to do it. Lastly, if you're traveling internationally like I was doing for most of the last couple of years, check out co-living spaces or hostels. I met a ton of super rad people through the co-living space I lived at in Kyoto, so try that. Step 2, be proactive in managing your relationships. Think people are just all of a sudden magically gonna become best friends with you?
What? Did we just become best friends?
No f***ing way.
Identify a handful of people who you want to go deep with, and then reach out and say, want to go deep? Or, I mean, you don't have to say that. You can just say, hey, you want to hang out sometime? Take them out on a date, all expenses paid. Learn about their deepest, darkest secrets, or maybe just their goals in life and how they see the world. Maybe you align on a few things. Step 3, host events.
So over here we've got a grill. It's a grill. It's I don't know, some brand of grill. It's you can cook stuff on it.
About once a month, I host this thing called
Steak night.
And it's awesome. Started a few years ago, and my friend Sam one time made this ridiculous video on his Facebook page, and now, years later, it's a whole thing that I've hosted all over the world. Here's what I do. I pick a date once a month, I invite a bunch of awesome people to it, I buy a bunch of steaks and tell them to bring whatever the hell they want, and bam!
Steak night.
I even have a landing page and an RSVP button where you can email me if you want to RSVP to the next one. Send me a message talking about how cool you are and where you're from and whatever. If I happen to be in that part of the world and I'm hosting a steak night, then I'll invite you. Cool. Step 4, give people lottery tickets.
Powerball ticket. It's a real Powerball ticket.
Do I have to feel all guilty if
No.
I give some of it?
No. No. I mean, yes, but no.
People love free shit, and it's a lot of dream for not a lot of money. The most baller thing I've started doing recently in my life is giving out strangers lottery tickets. I don't know why, but it can completely uplift somebody's day, and it just feels great for both you and them. So do that. That's something I learned from my friend Benji here.
Guys, you look like you're feeling lucky today, and I hope you are.
Thanks, Benji. Step 5, create a friend RM.
Friend RM. What is a friend RM? It's a thing for managing your close relationships.
I use this thing I call a friend RM, which is basically a list of names and a whole bunch of other stuff, including notes and private information that doesn't belong here. And it's awesome. Every week I check in with my friend RM and I ask him, hey, who do we need to reach out to today? And he doesn't respond, but one day I hope that he will be a sentient AI and that he will do all this stuff for me and respond. I even have a little GIF that Ferry here created when I add new people to it. Isn't that fun? Anyway, every week I make an effort to reach out to people who I haven't connected with in a while style, and it seems to work quite well. A lot of my friends comment on how proactive I am in reaching out to them, and whatever works, you know? So that's how to build friends all over the world. Now, many years later, when I get to a new city, it doesn't take me all that long to build a social circle full of cool and interesting people. Do I struggle with it sometimes? Yeah, mostly because I love my alone time and socializing requires a lot of energy, but still, that's how it works. What other how-tos do you want to see about building connections with strangers, personally or romantically or otherwise? Let me know in the comments below, and give this video a thumbs up if you found it useful or otherwise entertaining, because something about the algorithm, I don't know how this thing works. Oh, and side note, if this video gets 100 likes, I will do the next video in the voice of Sam Elliott. He's the guy that sounds like Kurz, the banquet bear. He kind of sounds like that. That was my best impression. You're welcome, internet. Mike Kilcoyne out. See you in the next video. Peace.